Good evening. Am I audible to everyone? Face work. Sir, idhula chat.
Philip, chat chat
ஏத்தோன்னு பண்ணீங்கல்ல chat open பண்றதுக்கு.
connect பண்ணிட்டேன்.
அது எடுத்து அது பிஞ்ச் இருக்குன்னு எடுத்துட்டாரு. லேண்ட் கேபிள்.
ஓடுதான் இல்லையா? இன்டிகிரேட் பண்ணுறியா? இன்டிகிரேட் பண்ணுறியா?
கிரியேட் பண்ண சொன்னேனே.
சேட் வர முடியும்.
Yes. Good evening. So today I'm going to discuss with you about Python language. What are the different applications of Python? So yesterday I was discussing with you about Python. So what are the different uses of Python? Today I'm going to continue with you. I'm going to continue discussing with you about Python language. So what are the different types of applications that can be developed using this Python language? So basically I was discussing there are two different types of programming languages. One is called as a high-level programming language and one more is called as a low-level programming language. So Python comes under high-level programming language. We have different types of high-level programming languages. We can go for Python, Java, Perl. So all this comes under high-level programming language. And we have different types of low-level programming languages. So what is Python is one popularly used language for doing any kind of predictive analytics. So artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, all these technologies are growing at a very fast rate. And all these are the different types of applications that can be developed using Python language. So it can be used in web development, GUI applications, scientific applications, software development, education industry. For example, if I want to analyze, so the world is evolving around data. In whichever sector you go, the world is evolving around data. For example, you can consider e-commerce industry or you can consider banking sector, restaurant management system. So whichever sector you go, the world is evolving around data. A huge volume of data is being generated. So we are going to collect the data. So we are going to analyze the data and we are going to come up with some important prediction result. What is going to happen in the future? So this is what is called as data science. So all these are the different applications of Python. So it is used in business applications, game making software, network programming, database access. Clear with this? So all these are the different types of applications that can be developed using the Python language. So what are all the different data types? In my previous lecture, so yesterday's class, I was discussing with you about what is the different applications of Python. So it can be used in signal processing task. It can be used in medical industry, movies, movie creation tools, Maya, Python, game making software. So today I'm going to discuss with you about data types. So what are the different data types available in Python language? And I'm going to show you. So yesterday I was discussing with you about Anaconda Navigator, how to download Jupyter Notebook and how to write some coding. I'm going to discuss with you about data types. So what are the different data types available in Python language? So all these are the different data types available in Python language. So firstly, I'm just assigning, for example, you can go for integer data type, or you can go for floating point type, string data type, or character constant. So all these are the different data types that are available in Python language. For example, if I want to store the age of the student, so I can go for different data types. So I can go for integer data types, or I can go for floating point types. Say for example, so I want to initialize this value, for example 10.0, so I can go for floating point types. Or I can go for string data types. If I want to enclose something within double quotes, I can go for string data types or character constant. So this is the corresponding syntax. So what do you mean by a data type? So variables are nothing but named memory spaces. So it's used to hold some values. And what do you mean by a data type? It specifies the type of data that a variable can hold. So that is the main use of going for this data type. So we have different data types available in Python language. So I can go for integer data types. For example, I am assigning a with the value of 10. So I can go for integer data types, or I can go for floating point types. So b equal to 10.0, and if I am going to enclose something within double quotes, so I can go for string data type and character constant. Say for example, so I am just assigning. So all these are the different data types available in Python language. So I am just saying here parrot. Clear with this? So firstly I am just assigning a to the value 10. 10 is assigned to the variable a. And then I am going for floating point type. So you can see here 2.6, this is assigned to the variable b, and parrot. For example, we are just enclosing some characters within double quotes. It is stored in the variable c. And we can go for character constant. It is enclosed within single quotes. It is stored in the variable d. So based on my requirement, so what is the use of Python language? As I was telling you, right, the syntax is simpler. Applications can be developed at a faster rate using Python language. So whatever type of applications I want to develop, so applications can be developed at a faster rate using Python language. Clear with this? So I am just initializing some values. So a equal to 10. So this is an integer value or a whole number. And b equal to 2.6. So this is a floating point number. And within double quotes, so I can go for a sequence of characters. It is enclosed within double quotes. And d equal to, for example, if I want to store some employee name or customer name or patient name, so I can go for string values. It is enclosed within double quotes. And the last one is the character constant. So it is enclosed within single quotes. Clear with this? So if I want to print something at the output, for example, a equal to 10. So this is a whole number value or 2.6. So b equal to 2.6 if I want to print some floating point numbers. So for doing any kind of development, so firstly I have to initialize the variables with some values. So data type. So what is the use of this data type? They specify the type of data that a variable can hold. So we can go for different data types available in Python language. So all these are the different data types available in Python language. So I can just assign these values. So a equal to 10, b equal to 2.6, and C equal to within double quotes. So I can go for parrot or P. Clear with this? So I can just assign different types of values and I am going to print them at the output. Clear with this? So whenever I want to print something, so if I want to print some integer value, so I have to give the corresponding print statement. So what do you mean by high level language? It is similar to English language. So whatever I am typing here, so it's going to be printed at the output. So if I am going to print some floating point numbers, so b equal to 2.6, this can be printed at the output, and parrot within double quotes I am mentioning here as parrot. So within single quotes I am giving, for example, a character constant. If I want to print something, so I can just print this at the output. Clear with this? So all these are the different data types available in Python language. So next I am going to discuss with you about conversion functions. So what are the different types of conversion functions available in Python? So what are all the different types of conversion functions available in Python language? So far I was discussing with you about data types. So what are the different types of values a variable can hold? It can hold some integer values, or it can hold some floating point numbers, string values, character constant. So conversion function. So what is the use of conversion function? From the name you can just understand. So what is the use of conversion function? So if I want to convert the data type of the argument that is being passed from one data type to another data type, so I can go for different types of conversion functions available in Python language. So all these are the different types of conversion functions available in Python language. Say for example, if I want to convert to floating point number to integer number, or if I want to convert integer to floating point type, so I can go for different types of conversion functions. So from the name you can just understand. So what do you mean by a conversion function? So far I was discussing about some basic of Python. So what are the different applications and how to write some basic Python coding. So this is one more important concept in Python. So what is the use of conversion function? So if I want to convert the data type of the argument that is being passed from one data type to another data type, so I can go for different types of conversion functions. Say for example 4.5, this is a floating point number. So if I want to convert to integer format, so I can go for int data type. To whichever data type I have to convert, so I have to prepend with the corresponding float keyword. Clear with this? So that is the main use of going for this conversion function. For example, I am fetching some employee records from the database, or I am fetching some student records. So to whichever data type I have to convert, so I have to prepend with the corresponding data type. For example, 4.5. So this is a floating point value. So if I want to convert to integer data type, so I have to prepend with the int keyword. So to whichever data type I have to convert, so I have to prepend with the corresponding data type. Clear? For example, this is a floating point number. So if I'm going to pass some floating point number, if I want to convert to integer data type, so I'm just prepending with the int keyword. And this is a whole number value 6. If I want to convert to floating point type, I am prepending with the float keyword. So that is the main use of going for this conversion function. So for example, if I want to convert it to integer, so I am just prepending with int data type. To whichever data type I have to convert, so I have to prepend with the corresponding data type. So if I am passing some floating point numbers, if I want to convert to integer data type, so I am just prepending with the int keyword. And if I want to convert to float data type, so I have to prepend with the float keyword. Clear with this? To whichever data type I have to convert, so I have to prepend with the corresponding data type. Clear with this? So if I want to convert to floating point type, so I have to prepend with the float keyword. So type conversion, converting the data type of the arguments that is being passed from one data type to another data type. So this is called as a conversion function. So next I am going to discuss with you about operators. So what is the use of operators in Python language? So all these are the different types of operators available in Python language. So firstly I was discussing with you about conversion function. So what are the different data types and conversion functions? So next I am going to discuss with you about operators. So what do you mean by operators? I am going to perform some operation on the operands and I am going to get the relevant results. So that is the main use of going for this operators. So I have different types of operators available in Python language. So I can go for arithmetic operators, or I can go for different types, relational operators. So still I have different types of operators available in Python language. So what do you mean by basic arithmetic operators? So if I want to perform some mathematical operations, arithmetics, if I want to add two numbers, or if I want to subtract two numbers, multiply two numbers, multiplication operation, division operation, modulus. So all these are the different types of arithmetic operators available in Python language. Clear with this? For example, if I want to add two numbers, I can go for addition operator. So all these are the different types of operator and the corresponding operations. So what are the different types of operations that can be performed using these operators? So if I want to perform subtraction operations, so I can go for minus operator. So multiplication, division, modulus, exponentiation. Clear with this? So all these are the different types of operators available in Python language. So arithmetic operators. Let me just show you some simple examples. So b equal to 20. So c equal to a plus b. For example, I am saying, so what are the different types of operations? So b minus a. If I want to perform some subtraction operation or division operation, so b by a. Or what are the other types of operations that can be performed? For example, y equal to, so addition, subtraction, modulus operation. So all these are the different types of operations you can see here. So I have to use the corresponding symbol and I am going to get back the results. So if I want to print something at the output, so I am saying print C. Clear with this? For example, if I want to find the annual salary of an employee or total payment purchase made by the customer, so what is the total bill amount? So I can go for different types of operators available in Python language. And if I want to subtract one number from the other number, so 20 minus 10. For example, I am going here, so it is stored in the variable d and f equal to b by a. So I am going to divide 20 by 10 and this will be stored in the variable f. Clear with this? So what are the different types of operators available in Python language? So based on my requirement, I can go for different types of operators available in Python language. So if I am going to add two numbers, I can go for addition operation or I can go for subtraction. So if I want to subtract one number from the other number, so 20 minus 10. And f equal to b by a. So if I am going to divide one number by the other number, so I can go for different types